Hey guys, welcome to another lesson of Pro Teacher's Noob. Today with me, Stephen Foxy.
Hello.
What's up?
And today we're going to be going over the Golden Age, also known as JSA, the Golden Age. An interesting Elseworld that would actually be the inspiration eventually for New Frontier.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know about New Frontier, right?
A little bit, not too much.
There was the animated movie. It was basically like a love letter to the Silver Age.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was a love letter to the Golden Age, but also puts in a little bit of a grittiness. But the interesting thing about this is that it's some elements from this would actually be carried over into James Robinson's Starman.
Okay.
Is that the
new
new
book?
thing you got?
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
And this would also be one of the things that would eventually help also spark interest in the JSA. Because by this time, most of them were wiped out during 0 hour. Why? Because, they were just a bunch of old farts who no one cares about. They're the old fogies from World War II. Why should anyone care about them? And unfortunately, it's hard to argue that with some people because they were not handled that well. I mean, not that they were handled poorly, but it was nothing to get people to understand the characters.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
No real context, and some of those older books were really bad and really controversial and do not hold up today.
Well, not with the JSA, no, but
I'm saying some of the older books.
Yeah, right. But yeah, basically it's just a case where, again, they were just the old statesmen and everything, and that's all they were. But yeah, this story, like I said, it's like a closing out of the Golden Age leading into the Silver Age.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So let's get started. The world was at peace. The early 1940s, wartime, when brave Americans gave their lives for their country in distant lands and far away. On the home front, the pain was of the heart. Deaths coming to families in the guise of dreaded telegrams. Sad, but without the blood and fire that Europe knew too well. And for those at home, the war was scrap drives, food parcels, and buying of war bond. The righteous struggle of pure, clean patriotism. Battle was ravaging Europe and Asia. It was national people becoming cold, hard, callous from all they had to endure. The blood and fire. But America, despite losing its sons and husbands, for America, it was still a time of innocence and a time of gods. A home front kept clean and safe by brightly garbed gods, men of power, superpowers, of flight, of speed, of strength, an age of gold and virgin wonder, where no crook or spy or saboteur felt safe. The Halcon days of the Justice Society and the All-Star Squadron, brave heroes in gaudy costumes, fighting the home front on good fight, with fists and smiles and happy endings. Until August 6th, 1945. The bomb. It marked the end of the war. I'm trying, if you don't know, I'm trying to go for an old-fashioned radio.
Yes. Just pinch your nose a little bit. You got that.
It marked the end of the war. No.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
No. In the beginning of the end of an era. The beginning of the end of the Golden Age. The ships are unloading their cargo, unloading something in demand this year, something the country is glutted with, but can't get enough of. Happiness. 1946, a year of heroes, soldiers who went and fought and returned, and now lovers kiss once again. Fathers finally see sons and daughters whose births they weren't around to witness. Mothers hear their sons' voices and wept. Were there ever mystery men who called themselves heroes? Who can remember? It's 1946. Of course, life continues. The major work being getting back to work, getting back home, and back to normal. Streets are swept clean of their wartime fervor, and men who have pushed on into occupied territory settle down to pushing their pens. Hey, everyone, get to the windows. He's coming. But it's still 1946. And for one hero, the homecoming has just started. And all New York has turned out to honor its greatest champion, Tex Thompson, Mr. America, the Americomando. As Mr. America, Tex Thompson waged a one-man war on crime in the dark and dirty streets of New York. All right, now the natives of that great metropolis rise as one to cheer the return of the greatest of mystery men. Few knew who Thompson and why Thompson disappeared in 1942. Some feared he perished during some two-fisted onslaught on wrongdoing. In reality, this bravest of the brave had parachuted into occupied Germany on orders known only to President Roosevelt, deposed as an officer in the German SS while striking from within as the Americomando. The Reich's cadre for superhumans, Otto Fritz, the dreaded Parcel, and Adolf Hitler himself, all died by Thompson's hand. With the facts of Thompson's selfless mission now revealed to all, America loves its champion of champions. Thompson smiles at the crowd, and smile he may, and this is one man whose future looks brightest. But what about me, Tex? What about me? The ships are unloading their cargo. Though now there are no cheers or tears of joy for the men who swear and sweat and haul the crates. Arriving in America is tinned fish from Portugal, cooking oil from Spain, and one final forgotten returning hero. Back. You're back. Finally found the courage to return. You want to get back on that boat and sail away, far away from the eyes. Eyes everywhere. You feel them burning into your soul. If only they'd sear your brain and return your memory to you. Killer! Danger! You sense it everywhere, as if you're prey. Damn backache's a killer, and we can better fix it and better. Couple of Boilermakers ought to fix it. It's not funny, but you laugh anyway. You, Paul Kirk, Manhunter, are now a man hunted. 1947, and a man speaks. The people listen. All the people. To the president and his voice sick with emotion. The Congressional Medal of Honor is the greatest distinction that this country can bestow on one of its native sons. Yet, as I place this around your neck, Tex Thompson, Mr. America, I have one thought. This isn't enough. This isn't nearly enough. Mr. President, Thompson speaks still. Listening are the people. Serving my country is all the honor I want. Documentary's coming along. Still needs an ending, though. One I'm happy with. It's all the honor. Could trim this sequence. There's too much Thompson. This film's about mystery men. Where are they now? Not about Thompson. We all know where he is. Didn't think the editing would take this long. I'm turning into a perfectionist. And the title, Yesterday's Gods. Too corny. Danger of running over budget. Can't let time get away from me. Not if I expect offers to make more films after this. Johnny Quick could finish the whole movie. Working, editing, fine cut, rewrite the voiceover, lay the soundtrack, all in a moment. But Quick's not here. Not anymore. And Johnny Chambers works at his own pace. So this is, Johnny Quick, but he's staying as this human guy, normal guys. No power, no nothing.
Okay. All right.
Still torn by the narrative. Do I make it palatable to the public, or do I tell them the truth? In the early 1940s, he spent as the scourge of the New York under, and where Thompson was second rate. Just another pair of fists and a domino match. And that costume, a joke. Into the Nazi heartland for the war's duration. Yeah, that was something. Although he'd been so ineffectual over here, most of us didn't realize he'd even gone. Return to glory and a nation's love. He certainly did. Gentlemen, my appointment to replace the late Senator Hughes is by no means sure. It's as sure as his mustache. Who does he think he's kidding? My film's big question. Where are the real mystery men? And the joke, the frustrating joke, is that I know the answer and can't say. I know exactly where they are and what they're doing. Some of them, anyway. Jay, the first to quit, with a shrug and a half smile like he didn't really care. How'd he put it? The world's gotten too fast for the Flash. Marry the girl of his, settle down. I hear his research company's doing well, in a small way. Me or him, I wonder who is faster. No, maybe I don't. And Carter Hall, losing it, getting more and more into the Egyptian thing. Reincarnation from an ancient pharaoh. That's what he always said. Now he's obsessed by the notion. I just think he's mad. Terry Sloan, his airline's up and running. Yeah, and he was good at everything. That's what made him Mr. Terrific. But everything is a lot to keep in line. It diluted his intensity. And God knows a costume hero needs intensity. The airline, he bought it for a song. Too cheap, some say. Rumor has it he used force to get the price so low. So much for fair play, huh, Terry? And Johnny Quick, that jerk, he separated from his wife, stopped running, stopped smiling, and started smoking. Good riddance to him. I should have done things differently.
Okay.
I see that now. But a lot should have been different then. The war could have ended in days if the superheroes had been allowed to fight it. Hitler's spear of destiny, with the power to control superheroes when they crossed into occupied territory, was fiction. To excuse why we didn't go to war. The real reason was a German superhero, Otto Frenz, had the codename Parsifal, although he looked nothing like a knight in armor, but his power negated the superpowers of others. Of course, we didn't know that in 1940 until Green Lantern Starman went to Germany on a reconnaissance mission to assess the situation. They barely escaped with their lives. 1942, the Philippines. The Flash and the Ray were asked to aid MacArthur's initial push. During the foray, Frenz was sighted, and we all know what happened to MacArthur's initial push. It was thought an American superhero and death would be too much of a morale blow. But by presidential decree, no superhero was to cross the Atlantic. If only Frenz whereabouts could have been pinpointed. If only he could have been eliminated. If only. But not even the Nazi high command knew Frenz's day-to-day whereabouts, and U.S. intelligence certainly didn't. When Thompson finally found and killed Frenz, the Allies were already in reach of Berlin. The A-bomb was a reality. It was too late for us with the mass and the superpowers. Thompson basked in the people's love, and out of vanity, pride, bruised by glory denied, we gave up our costume identities. Most of us, like sulking children, no longer wanting to play. Except for one. He had nobler reasons for putting his mask away in the drawer, along with his ring. So what do you think about this so far?
It's good.
I actually like it. It's super cheesy, but at the same time, it's kind of like
serious, but it's also serious.
It's super seriously toned, and it's like actually talking about kills and shit, and
the characters, yeah,
right. And then the artwork for it's actually really like
very
gray and gritty. Exactly, yeah. I do like it, but
there's a winter's chill in Gotham City, even though it's summer. Trouble's brewing. It's my writers. Some of them have socialist ties or a membership card somewhere in their past. Now the House Committee on Un-American Activities is beginning to make things hard for them. You're my lawyer. Give it to me straight. How can I fight this? Yes, I do intend to stand behind my employees. They're good writers, good men. Fire them? Better, safer for me? When have I ever played it safe? Alan Scott's shoulders ache, as if the weight of the world were on them. Yet another task he thinks and sighs. Get a new lawyer. And sir, Mr. Chambers is here. I was in town and had to stop in and say hello, Alan. Terrific to see ya. And you, Johnny. And you. How are things? How's the film? God, he looks tired. Thinks Alan. God, he looks tired, thinks Johnny. The film? The film goes great. It's going great. And due to your financing, of course. Thanks for that last check, by the way. If you really want to thank me, you can put out that cigarette. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Rude of me. Light up if you want. Responsibility breeds headaches. I need a drink. I imagine you do too. I'm hearing less and less about Johnny Quick. You're retired? Not officially, no. But nothing's like it was. The villains used to be so damn villainous. Dark costumes, dark powers, dark deeds. They haven't changed. So I guess I have. Now they just seem silly. Something for the cops to handle. The need for Johnny Quick just isn't there anymore. Alan looks into Johnny's eyes and sees how much the laughter's left them. And this is Alan Scott I'm talking to. Yes, not Green Lantern. Now I understand. Still trying to create an ending for your documentary. My glorious Emerald comeback. It won't happen. You still feel the same? I noticed you're wearing the ring. Habit, Johnny. Purely habit. I'd forgotten it was there. Green Lantern's days are over, and that is official. Do you realize the power I have? I could level cities. If not for auto threats, I could have ended the war in an afternoon. The atom bomb. You saw what it did. The lives lost, the ashen bodies, a fraction of my power. A fraction! Who decided the bomb should be dropped? Men. What right did they have to unleash such devastation on the world? We won the war, yes, but who's to say we were morally right? I have power and power far greater than the bomb. What moral right do I have to it? What if I erred one day and a city died? In these troubled times, I feel it's Alan Scott that's needed more by my employees who rely on me to be there. I wield power beyond imagination. I'm married to that power by a ring of green. I want a divorce. Anyway, let's move on to happier topics. How's Libby? He's been too busy with his own life. He doesn't know. And Johnny's eyes grow sadder still. Libby Lawrence. Oh, she'd always grown used to the name again. New Mexico. Its beauty. Had helped her forget she was ever Mrs. Chambers. Johnny and Libby were married during the time of the passionate desperation of wartime. Peace loomed and the marriage hit a snag. Johnny's irreverence to life and the prospect of settling down. Libby felt she wanted stability. She found it in another hero's arms. God, I'm dying of boredom. Most mystery men become one from some driving need for revenge. Atonement. Jonathan Law became the tarantula to research a book on superheroes. He had practically written himself. His next work, his greatest American novel, was proving a little harder. Honey, how are you? Oh, fine. The work? 3 pages today. Even without the dust that she still feels on her fingertip, Libby knows he's lying. 2 men she's loved, both named John. Both. Libby's eyes are watering. It must be the sunset. In the distance, a radio can be heard. The voice coming from it is faint but distinct. It's Thompson. America needs a champion, a fresh face for this fresh new age. The New Mexico evening is warm. It isn't in Rhode Island. I've traveled. I've seen the country. You, the people, deserve more. Didn't you? And didn't you fight for that? Die for that? In the same way that every American deserves an education and a home in this bright future, don't you also deserve a champion to protect that tomorrow, to ensure that future is ever shining before us? I implore the American government to begin developing the technology for such a being. Nor is it warm in Chicago, where chill winds make crime all the more cold-blooded. Out of here! We got everything, right? Just take care of the finishing touches. Hey, I don't hear a car. Tell Floyd to keep the engine running. Jesus! Floyd? Oh, this is bad. We got it. And an understatement. Choom. That's your point. This is not Robot Man from Doom Patrol.
Okay.
Completely different. This is the Golden Age Robot Man.
Right.
Beauty sings of flesh and bones. Flesh bleeds. Bones break. Oh, he ripped the guy's arm off!
Oh shit.
Let me show you. Snap. There was a time when Robot Man's primary wish was to stress the man in his name. Times change. So in other words, he's become more and more dehumanized.
More robot than man.
I love this country. I love what it is and the further greatness that I could become. I believe in America and in its future. And fellow Americans, listen to me. And now I'm not going to read this. I am not going to read it. I'm just going to leave this here. If anyone wants to read this, pause the video and read it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And Thompson wants a superhero. Well, that's what he's got in me, boy. A genuine superhero. Super strength began manifesting itself a few months ago. Docs tell me his power I was latently imbued with during the war. It's possible. Got close to more than one super empowered villain. Thompson says America is experiencing a new dawn. He says he needs a new type of hero. Well, here I am, the Atom, ready and eager. No more being the runt of the JSA. I'm young and too young to retire like the rest of them. A new dawn. I can almost feel its ray on my face. Look how short he is.
I know, right?
That's why he was going to the Atom. He was just a short, tough guy. That's it. No shrinking, no nothing. He was just a short, tough guy. Thompson had requested tests in Al Pratt's body. Throughout the probing, the injections, and the scannings, Al's mind raced, filled with thoughts of the glory to come. He scarcely noticed the pain that the tests sometimes cause. or the accents of the scientists. Mr. Thompson, yes, it is Von Lowe. We did the test. Yes, all of them we planned, and a few we made up along the way. I'm sorry, we can't use Pratt. His body's already atomically powered. Yes, being the actual subject is out of the question. I've already explained why. I understand, Doctor. It's back to square one. Not quite. We have the cellular cultures taken from Pratt, remember? I suppose that's something. Oh, by the way, about your appointment. Congratulations, Senator. I've been fortunate, thank you. We'll talk again soon, and Doctor, soon. So it's something's a little off.
Something, yeah. A few things.
I'm sorry I can't give you more time, Bob. It's the same reason I haven't been returning your calls. Work. And there's just aren't enough hours in the day. And Bob, our friendship belongs to yesterday. Mr. America and Fat Man's time. That was his sidekick, Fat Man.
Fat Man.
Now I have to be remembered for my wartime exploit. Not for what went before. The dumb costume, the dumb sidekick. To put it bluntly, it's all a bit of an embarrassment. You, Bob, are a bit of an embarrassment. You understand me. This is a goodbye. Yes, I understand. Bob Daly's hands are shaking. I understand perfectly. It seems the work continues. Work developing, redeveloping the miracle again. Yet again, the Miraculo pill. Basically, this is where we're getting our man going on about the pill and how it's a bit of an addiction and everything. Both the thrill and the pill itself.
Of course. Of course.
And at the power left me, I looked at my timepiece. It was 9:41. Our man's power had only lasted 24 minutes, so somehow it's actually taking less time than an hour.
Oh, well.
No needless thoughts or movements. A robot wouldn't make them. I believe you know me, my metal friend. I have an offer. I'm visiting a hero. The hero used a wonderful device to right wrongs, a device he invented using his own scientific theories and those of other great minds. Einstein, for instance. The great man and this great man and the hero traded ideas during a few fruitful months before the war. So Einstein helped to create the world's wonderful device, the hero's wonderful device, and the hero series helped to make the atom bomb. Nice place. We do our best. And with this knowledge that in some small way he had helped cause Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the hero had a breakdown. I'm afraid he's not much like the man you knew, Mr. Chambers. And at night, his personality differs even more. How so? We have a moment, and I'll explain quickly. The wonder device was called a gravity rod. Ted Knight. So this whole mental breakdown and everything, this is what will be tied into the Starman book.
Oh, wow.
His name was Starman. Right. Ted, nothing good can come from this. Guilt. I understand how you might feel, but at the point where you have to say enough. Look at you. It's eating you up. It's killing you. I know. You're right. But part of me says that the pain I feel is no more than I deserve. The doctor told me to expect this. The daytime, Ted Knight, sad, tired, spent, shuffling around in his pajamas. Then comes night. Suddenly he's maniacally alive, gripped with scientific theories that he's formulating, filled with energy. Hard to believe. Okay if I smoke? Of course. In fact, I'll join you if I may. For my nerves, you understand. It was at the Mount Wilson Observatory that I met Einstein. I was so thrilled, so happy. Ted, no matter how you feel, know that I'm your friend. I'll visit you whenever I can. I promise. Your cigarettes. Would you mind? I hate the trouble the nurse is. And I'll be seeing you, Ted. Count on it. The Bowery mission looks bad. Smells worse, but at least you've got a bed, not like other nights sleeping in alleys and doorways, bushes in the parks. It doesn't matter wherever you sleep. The dream remains the same. A dream of men with accountant's face and surgeon scalpels. You are a hunter, big game. You know blood. This sight shouldn't scare you, sicken you, but it does. Force yourself to look over their shoulders, fight the fear, the nausea, and see the eagle. Wet and feathers, white and brown, now stained crimson.
That was so
Jesus.
cool.
That was crazy.
Then the dream shifts as dreams do. And you, Paul Kirk, are no longer looking over the shoulders of insurgent shoulders. The dream remains the same. You awaken breathless, and thankfully you do. You know you need you need help. Help to remember. Help to confront what you managed to forget. If only you trusted anyone enough to ask. The room smells like 100 emptying bladders, but it's quiet. At least it's that. Like nights in the Kenya plains, when the whole world seems to be at peace. When you were a hunter, with hunter instincts, that any strange sound would alert them. In here. Which one's Kirk? Who cares? What? Kill them all! There! It's him! Gah! Stop! And stop! In the name of God! Oh, they were shooting basically where a bunch of it was a church.
Oh, damn.
Damn. Your ribs feel broken. It hurts to breathe. And that doesn't matter, you tell yourself. Fix it later. Fix it all later. The first thing is safety. Safety of the shadows. Run. Hide. You're hunted. It's night. Time to work. I'm sorry, Mr. Dunbar. Daniel, I really am sorry. But your performance has been anything but satisfactory, especially considering the impressive recommendation you used to gain entry. I've had problems this semester. What about last semester? And the one before that? Frankly, Daniel, I think it would be better if you simply left. Your office, the university. The war years for Dan the Dynamite were hard times. They cost him his youth and the life of his mentor, TNT. The more hard times studying and trying in the hope that Princeton was the beginning of a future. Was it all for nothing, he thinks, and feels like crying. My life shouldn't be this way. I deserve more. I deserve, Daniel Dunbar, America needs you. So yeah, how's that for the start?
I think that's pretty cool.
I love the art, and I love that dream sequence. That was so cool.
Yeah. Seriously, that was awesome. That was a good little play.
Wait until you see again. He is trying to remember something important.
Right. He just can't figure out what the hell it is.
Because it's so messed up, and his mind is so frazzled. But yeah, I have no time for this. No time. Maths have been finished for months. I should close my mind to the nonsense of superheroes. Forget. I should. Too much to do. Research for the baseball documentary, the sound looping for the one on psychiatric hospitals, and my teeth are due for a checkup. So why am I constantly going back to add to my file on Mystery Men? Why can't I put it all aside? And why does the only one of us making news anymore have to be Tex Thompson, whose metric rise in both Senate and in both the Senate and the people's heart was furthered on that chilly morning, November 5th, 1948, when he put the hero back in superhero. Something about him is uneasy. I'm uneasy, is all. Uneasy. I'm not here. I'm not now, nor have I ever been one to hide behind veiled words and political rhetoric. My opinion, my political goals are a matter of public record. It's for you, the people, to decide if I'm the man you want to represent you. If my goals mirror your own, you know where I stand on Russia, the threat to democracy I feel it poses. And you know I feel we should meet that threat head on. You know my admiration for the noble, the valiant efforts of the HUAC to keep those shores cleansed of the bloody red stain that's spreading across the rest of the world. This leads us to my dream. Also, public record of a government-backed group of mystery men and superheroes to vanquish the Russian threat, nationally or internationally, anywhere. Freedom and democracy are waiting. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was my dream. And now it's become a reality. Look who I have here. This is my core, 3 brave Americans willing to serve and protect their country. The Atom, the diminutive and dynamic Justice Society member, is known to you all, I'm sure. Robot Man, too. He has more than proven that beneath his metal shell is a brain, a soul, all human, all hero. And as for this young man, step forward, Dan, don't be shy. Few remember TNT, a superpowered mystery man who gave his life guarding the wartime front. Fewer still remember his sidekick, Dan the Dynamite, Daniel Dunbar. But that is going to change, and remember him, you will. Tests made on Daniel has proven his body chemistry is perfectly suited to experiment, and that my team of scientists are conducting. Experiments that will transform Daniel Dunbar into the greatest, mightiest champion and protector this country has ever seen. Further news today on Thompson's newly formed government-backed coalition of mystery men. So Al Pratt's one of Thompson's peons. If I was one of the big guns, Flash or the Lantern, I'd worry. If he discloses their real identities to the government, it could get unpleasant for them. Hal was too young, volatile. I don't recall many of them trusting him with their real names. In fact, I don't remember them revealing much of anything personal to him. Oh yes, how could I forget? It was your husband that everyone went to with their secrets. Libby Lawrence was a woman of purpose. Once, a wartime lifetime ago. Her husband. The words leave an aftertaste in Pepper and jealousy on Jonathan Law's tongue. Something, I need something to rinse my mouth with. Nevertheless, Law's right. Johnny Chamber was the one people went to with their problems and secrets. He still is. I know it's remote, Johnny, but that's the way I like it. Want it. Really. It was never the most socialite, even before my breakdown. But your guilt about the bomb, you were over that? The bomb, I guess. But the guilt, I'm not so sure. I don't understand. Aren't they one and the same? Ted sighs and Johnny lights a cigarette. Ted talks and Johnny listens. It was 1936 when I discovered it. Using a telescope, basically we go over all these details about everything, how he found so much, all this stuff. Like it took him 2 years to create the astral conductor for the star staff. So it was also during this when he realized, about smashing the atom and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which is what he told Einstein about, and hence Einstein using that for the bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That may have caused all this. It's my dread, Johnny. My secret nonsense is what that is. Where is this radiation? Did you get any to study? Because he also does the other thing. He found this radiation that he's been utilizing for his star rod and everything that can grant superpowers too.
Wow. Okay then.
And again, that's why he thinks it's his fault that all these powers came about because of the radiation he found. Again, he's overexerting it.
Right. Yeah. But if it's also this crazy radiation, they must be getting sick at the same time, right?
Well, but it is fictional radiation.
I'm joking, obviously.
But yeah, we now see Daniel is so excited for all of this. He feels like he'll be happy. He has a future. But once he gets all these superpowers.
Okay.
Charles Bowles could never finish anything. Marshall Plans, which is seen as a reaction to recent events in Czechoslovakia. And to close, it is my sad duty to report on the death of Gotham broadcast writer Charles Bowles. Today, Charles finishes something. He put a gun to his temple and ended his life. Alan Scott is the godfather of Charles' second child. His mood has been better. Why didn't he fight? Why? I would have would have stood by him. Damn those twat bastards, and damn Charlie too for being a coward. What about his wife, his family? How, Mr. Scott? You won't believe. Downstairs, the jewelers, a robbery, and deceive. It's the sportsmaster. We need someone to cover this. Mosley's around. I'll go. One last time, sings Scott, because it's close, and the sportsmaster, because I'm angry, because the alarm went off 6 minutes ago. The police won't be here for another 5. It's Gotham City, remember? Nobody move, nobody dies. As for Lawrence Kroc, the sportsmaster, you see, this is his last crime. Don't move! Abe Story knows the cashier's joke about him behind his back. They say he's old, slow. Now is his chance to prove him wrong. Shots! And think, move fast. Got to. Forget it, sportsmaster. It's over. The way the blonde suit move, the roll of his shoulders, his voice, and no one else that's that tall. Green Lantern, even without the mask, cape, and damn bloody ring, Kroc recognizes him. Too many beatings not to. Couldn't keep away, huh? I guess. Missing something? Nothing important. All right, show me what you've got. And he takes him down. Even though Kroc had married, become a father, and then divorced. His wife had vanished, taking their daughter Stacy with her. taking a piece of his heart. He hoped, prayed the spoils of this crime would be enough to get her back. For his daughter's sake, Croc knows he can't give up. Besides, no ring means payback. In a fair fight, he'd win, sings Croc. But the crescendo and wail of the siren, the need to escape, means this fight can't be fair. Adios! You bastard cost me! Stacy, damn you! My arm's on fire. Hey, buddy, you all right? You okay? I failed. Screwed it. Like, whoa, relax. We're only human. But yeah, so now we're getting them ready to do the test, and boom!
Damn, that was sick.
Yeah.
And sure enough, he has those powers. Meanwhile,
that looks sick too.
Yep, and the FBI get your hands off me. What do you think you're doing? Thompson wants heroes, doesn't he? To work for him? That's why I'm here. I'm a superhero, really I am. Yeah, sure, Superman. You can tell us all about it on your way out. He's not the first. They come in here wanting attention, wasting my time. Men like him are fruitcakes. Weirdos. I see you and see you. What the god name? Like, what the god name? I'm sorry, Mr. Pratt. He said he was. I didn't believe. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's you. It's us, L baby. It's Johnny Thunder and the Thunderbolt. I need to belong. Be part of something. Didn't feel I belonged in the States. Not after the war ended. Tibet went there trying to find myself. Swear I was born after all. Me and my bow tie and bubble gum. I stuck out like I don't know what. I don't know what. Chinese commie army invading the place didn't help either. Johnny Thunder's voice is a high-pitched, grating drone. Not that Al Pratt is listening. Dunbar gets the glory. I get recruiting and administration, sings Pratt. I get an office, an off-white office with no windows. Johnny, you were never a hero. You were always just a weird guy, and we put up with because you had a pet Thunderbolt. I should reject you. The new decade starting, and in such a time, I guess everyone deserves a second chance. Except me, it seems. I hate off-white. Politicians promise as they grab their way to the top. Thompson promised America the impossible. He can fly, and he delivered. He has the strength of 1,000 men and vulnerability. And if he wants, his fists have the percussive force of a bomb. He is the champion of the new age, the atomic dawn, the future according to Tex Thompson. He is Dynaman. Daniel Dunbar, the young man with the glint of thought in his eye, and in his smile, the amazing being who sprang from the ashes of an atomic test and into America's heart. And basically, he's Superman, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that power and everything. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Americans, I am the first of a new breed of superheroes. Now I do differ from the mystery man. How do I differ from the mystery men of yore? The difference is the openness and honesty for which I bear myself to you. Where is the mask? Where are the secrets which were such a part of my wartime peers? America, today's America, needs supermen, pure, clean, and wholesome, not mystery men with the shadows, deceits, and subterfuge that accompany them. And I wish that deceit and subterfuge were things of the past in the rest of the world. Across the waters and distant lands, the cloud of communist oppressors grow ever darker. I am wary, very wary for the future, but unafraid. I am strong and willing to fight to preserve honest, cherished American values, even if it means meeting the threat head on, taking it to the home soils of Russia and China. He's passed all the tests, yes. Speed and flight, strength and vulnerability, yes. All but the latter. What are you saying? Dunbar's superpower in many ways. It would take an infinite number of punches, blows, and bullets to hurt him. But his ability to resist injury is related to his energy level. So if he was tired, it might be possible to damage him? Yes. Although as his stamina is limitless, in theory, he'll never tire. So it would seem I'm wrong. Dynaman is invulnerable. Good. Very good. But please, fear not for the future. I believe that America's ultimate destiny is a glorious one, for I have faith in the direction and vision of my leader, mentor, and friend, Senator Tex Thompson. And I have faith in America, my country, and you, its people. Together, tomorrow is ours. Truman has the election in the bag this year. That's obvious. No, I'm talking 52. I'm certain that'll be my year. But I'll need contributions, Lance. I hope I can count on you. Well, God knows I have the money to give you, Tex, and I believe in you. Excuse me? I'm sorry to interrupt, Senator, but your 3 o'clock appointment, you have much time? Of course. By the way, this is Joan Dale, my aide. I'm sure you recall her career at the crime-fighting Miss America. Yes, I remember your costume. Very eye-catching. Lance Gallant, the name and the face are familiar, but I can't quite place them. He operated out of the Southwest Texas, Arizona. That's probably why you never crossed paths. Operate? You mean he was a mystery man? Yes, and a very good one. Before he got rich and from oil and retired, his name was Captain Triumph.
What the? Okay.
And touch it, Lance. Touch the birthmark. Leave me alone, damn you. Go find a house to hunt or something. You know I can never leave you. That we're destined to be together. You know it. No, all I know is you've hung around me like a bad smell instead of shuffling off to the great beyond. Look, Michael, I have a life now, and I don't. I never can. We never will unless you touch that blasted birthmark and combine us as one. Make us Captain Triumph again, so I can feel, so I can live. Once and for all, Lance Gallant, millionaire oil baron and respected man of commerce, is not a superhero. I don't want to be, not anymore. And I will not, repeat, not bring Triumph back to life. Mickey, think of the life you already had. You won all the awards at school. You got laid 4 years before I did. Then you traveled and had wild times. The past, brother, history. It's now. I want life now. Want to be Captain Triumph again. Touch the birthmark, Lance. Touch it. Lance Gallant had millions. He traded them all for 1 day apiece. And then we're seeing our man going in for action, and just look at all this.
That is sick.
Touch the birthmark.
All right. Oh,
that's
damn.
So cool.
Oh, geez, he's having an hallucination from all the drugs.
All right,
That's
though.
so
It's
crazy.
like an explosion holding a gun. That's too crazy.
Roses.
And again,
Wow.
Tex is then showing off the Tigress as a person who could be redeemed. And then we see Gallant meeting up with her, and he's like, she's the one. So he goes in, makes a move, and the two hit it off. I won't tell you again, you stupid tin can. You're supposed to be a hero, part of my team, not a piece of object they are socialized and talk. Talk, move, at least for God's sake. Suit, tie, feel, constrict, and strain. Silly. You can't feel, remember? You do as I say. Now make nice, mingle, and try not to step on anyone's feet. So yeah, those two hit off. And then we see more with Manhunter. Come on. Hey, you buddy. Fill her up and check the tires. Recognition isn't immediate. For Bob Daly, it takes a minute, maybe 2. Kirk? Paul Kirk? So that was Fat Man, in other words, as he's saying, you won't be snared. You won't be caught. Wait, what are you doing? I'm Daly, Bob Daly. You know me. Remember? Yes, I did know you, didn't I? I think I almost recall. How did this happen like this? What happened in your past? My past died in Germany, or at least I assume so. I can't remember. I only know that when that was where I returned from in 46. I'm hunted. I knew it. In every instance of being cried out, telling me this, the men with guns came, proving my fears. I don't know who they were, who they worked for, why they wanted me. So I ran scared and hid out. Even before I encountered the gunmen, I was afraid. But now, my amnesia needs therapy. I need help to become normal again, to remember whatever mess I'm in. But I'm too afraid to ask for it, to go to anyone. Even seeing you, some aspect of you causes me anxiety. Why should I feel such fear of you? Of everyone. Nightmares plague me. The same vision of knives and deaths and eagles and surgeons over and over. I was compelled to come back to America. Something within compelled me to return. And now that I'm here, I feel so stranded. Lost. Kirk, Paul, it's fate we met. You need someone to help you. Someone to trust. Here I am, Paul. Trust me. Come on, we're leaving. Good coffee. Sorry about your hired help, though. Thanks. Wait, what? He's coming with me. Wait, you can't just walk like this. Sorry, Faye, but I have to. Got to move on. Let's go. Everything will be fine, Paul. Just you wait. Wait till he's a ways down the road. Give him a head start. Don't be obvious. He's fat, funny. You want to trust him. You hope you can. Paul, behind us, a car. It's gaining awfully fast. And then it starts. The gunshot sound echoing and re-echoing through your skull. Immediately you're petrified. Petrified. Paul, tell me what to do or do something yourself. Please, they're gaining. You're as scared as daily. Your whole body's shaking, but you pretend to into yourself. You pretend you remember that you're a hero. What is he doing? I don't believe it. Get him. Shoot. Kill the son of a... Ah! And stop, grab, shoot, kill us all, mother of God. No, no, no. He can't be dead. Mustn't. God, please. He can't be dead. Cold beyond cold, beyond feeling. Yet your fears begin to eat a little, replaced by anger. The anger warms you. Now we see her, someone sneaks in and takes this booklet. All goes well. What did you say? Our plans. Our itinerary goes well. Truman's in the White House. I knew he'd win this year. That I was too new in the arena to compete. But in 52, things will be different. I'll run. I'll win. I'll become president, and we will rule America. No, you're wrong. Yeah? By then, you'll have convinced the country to attack Russia and China. And with me and other super beings doing the fighting, victory is assured. Therefore, in 1952, when you're elected president, we will rule the world. Now, yeah, you're like, wait, what happened? Why did he change? You're wondering that, right?
Yes.
I'll just tell you this. Him snorting coke is a clue. If you know your history.
Okay. Well, we don't.
Okay. Well, you won't find out until the last issue.
Okay.
But you're also like, wait, why is Tex wanting to take over the world?
All right, though.
1954 began like all years with the aftertaste of the year prior, still in people's mouths, on people's mind. It began with Senator Thompson's vision of a politically correct superhero and spread nationwide, heard of in countless speeches and seen in countless billboards. 1949, and the decade dwindled. And yes, I did hear something about a local television station starting up in the area. You're its president? Well, why'd you call me? That's right, I do have media experience. I'm flattered somebody remembers that. My own show? Talking current affairs on television? Of course, I'd love to. But at the end of the boredom live these things. And won't John be pleased? I'm not an addict. The film's easier. I'm not as close to the subject. And you're pulling your sponsorship? That's fine. I've got 3 more like you lined up. You're not hurting me. She's a pretty crook. Loose too, I bet. Not worth our time. It's my time in my life. So why don't you... Hello, Paula? It's Lance. Lance Gallant? Lance, how are you? I'd love to, but I can't. I'm going to Italy for a few months. I'll call you when I get back. Are you almost ready, Joan? We don't want to be late into the White House. A minute, Tex. At the moment, John isn't pleased with his life or the words on paper. In my head, there's brilliance. On the page, it turns to crap. Alan Scott hopes his lies sound convincing. Canceled accounts. There has to be more than this. This is the life. Sweet, the feeling. Sweet, the memories. Sweet dreams, Paul. Powers of Daniel Dunbar, which continues to dazzle the public in the exhibition of his strength and power that has been held across the country. Though almost as extraordinary are the young men's skills as an orator. Make a promise, keep a promise. That's an adage you could all do to live by. And I certainly do. I promised America I would protect its shores with my last ounce of strength, my last drop of blood. And as you can see, the gallop ball was well attended. Why, there's Daniel Dunbar taking a moment to be introduced to the rising movie starlet Doris Day. The decade's almost over. Time flies faster than I do. And time flies faster than I do. Before we know it, 1952 and another election then. And I'm sure you'll see that Senator Thompson is the only choice. It began like any other year. Did 1949. The device is ready for testing. So basically now he's testing his star rod, a new star rod, and it causes him to levitate. I've improved it. Our gravity rod. Couldn't help myself. Couldn't stop ideas. They're like the wind, the tide. Yet now that the device is ready, I'm afraid to fail, to succeed, to damn. Thank you, my friends, as ever you aid me. But the guilt is still haunting, but I'm still haunted by it. The atomic horror we helped create. Now with my work completed, I should take my life, end the guilt, end on a high. All I have to do is let go of the rod. So easy. So, damn me. The dreams varies. The dream remains the same. And Paul, wake up! You're having a nightmare. Yeah, thanks, Bob. Running. If you could only stop running in your dreams, turn and fight. Maybe you could do the same in reality. And so, with neither party contesting any of its terms or conditions, I have no choice but make this divorce final. We were married in such a rush. I was a rush. Johnny Quick doing things fast. So fast that it was at our wedding on that day back then. Libby, I forgot to kiss you. Have a wonderful life. Aww. Spring, the time of birth and renewal. Fresh thoughts and fresh ways. For many, this is the best time of the year, but not for all. The request coming from Senator Thompson and his superpowered protege, Daniel Dunbar, we've got a problem. Problem? This afternoon's comedy play. The dialogue needs a rewrite. And going out to America's mystery men, both active and retired. This request that they should come forward and pledge allegiance to the government in these politically ambiguous times. Yeah, so I saw Bill Dales was already on it. Bill quit this morning. What do you mean quit? He's certain he's about to be brought before the HUAC. That's you know what HUAC is, right?
No.
Basically, it's before what was his name? The communistic stuff and everything.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The House Un-American Activities Commission.
Okay, yep.
All right.
Yeah, that whole thing.
McCarthyism,
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's what I was trying.
He said he didn't want to drag you down with him. He was thinking of you, how you stood behind him, behind all of your writers. He was trying to pay you back. Do the noble, get him back, get him and get some guys and drag him from his house if you have to. If I want a martyr, I'll contact Joan of Arc. You tell him what I need. I need our writers. Good one. You tell him I'll sell up and go under before I give in the old man and narrow mind. Tell him Scott's headaches. His handshake. Its countless troubling thoughts scratch and scream within him. Anti-communist paranoia throughout the country. Turmoil in China. Chaos in Eastern Europe. The Soviets have the atomic bomb. Thompson urges for a superpowered strike on Eastern Europe's sides being drawn up within America, within the world. I'm forced to take a stand, do what I know is right. And what happens? I lose sponsors, bad publicity. This happening at the worst time, the advent of television. Simple. It used to be so simple. And then we see Libby is joining in now. She's now doing her own new stuff and everything. Doing a good job. We see the tarantula, the other John, is again, he just cannot get through writing the book. And he feels like I'm good for nothing. I was a writer once, wasn't I? Just for an hour. That's all I'm asking. We become Captain Triumph, fight some crime, then maybe hire Hooker, or you're dead, Michael. Death is final. That is final. Crime fighting, hookers. Are you mad? Don't get pitches on me, Lance. Don't you get pitches. You refrain from a good, honest hooker. Yet you chase that tramp, Paula Blake. Don't you even speak her name, you filthy spook. Sometimes I wish you were alive so I could kill you. Dinner was lovely. And so, again, what do you think about all this?
It's so ridiculous.
I love it.
This shit is over the top.
But again, a lot of stuff is from the old days.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. but this is definitely like way too over the top.
It's.
Well,
I
yeah,
love it.
but okay, I'm acting it over the top, but still.
Yeah, but it's still like talking about crime fighting and getting a hooker is a little bit crazy.
Yep.
It's just
Oh boy. Joan, that's Miss America, the secretary. She's like, Tex Thompson is not a gentle lover. Lying amidst the silk sheets and musky odors, such thoughts deny Joan Davis slumber. His eyes are cold, body movements rough, almost violent. There are moments when it seems like as if he hates me. No, he loves me. Have to believe that. And I love him, don't I? It's not just his power. It's not. I want to be Mrs. America for the right reason. Always writing, making entries in his diary. Maybe the diary holds answers to explain his mood and the machination, not to mention Dunbar's vices, Robot Man's inhumanity. To fully love Tex, I have to fully understand him, don't I? If I looked in the diary, maybe I... No, prying would be wrong, distrusting, un-American. Great father, dark lord, you who are my inspiration. You are a rascal. I thought it was over for me, my life and plans, and you let me sink it. But I couldn't understand why you forsake me, why it was over. How could I have known it was only the beginning? The Naval Hospital. James and Forester's illness was not considered serious. In fact, doctors predicted he'd be back to full health in time for a regional election that Forrestal was considered the prime candidate to win. Forrestal's nurse, the last person to see him alive, reported his mood to be bright, polished, even slightly flirtatious. The reason for Jane Forrestal's suicide remains a mystery.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, again, he's trying. Again, our man. Again, his subplot is just dealing with his addiction.
Right.
That's all. It's not really much of the main plot, but it does serve a purpose eventually.
Yeah. It's
But
like...
basically now, and what I saw, basically you didn't realize like 60 hours makes 60 minutes makes 1 hour, and I'm whole again. I'm serious, Libby. It's time you quit that job of yours. Time to get married and have kids. Anyway, I don't like you working. It's not right. But I thought you were happy for me, my new life. And what's wrong with the old one, with me? All of a sudden, it's not good enough? Listen to me, girl. You're getting old. You'll be 30 soon. What success could possibly lie ahead of you? Old? I'm old? Well, at least I'm not a one-book, one-hit wonder. Can't write anymore. Can't do much of anything. You bitch. You won't look so sweet on television when I'm through with you.
Oh, my
Jesus.
Bastard. You rotten bastard. Oh, John, as if to fight her sadness, a star is born, a memory of happier times. Johnny, gardening in the summer, leaf raking in the autumn, clearing snow in the winter. You really are a handyman for all reasons, Mr. Daly. And jack of all trades, Mrs. Polk, jack of all trades. A year spent in Colby, small Midwestern town filled with warm humanity. I'll miss this place. And so how's yourself, Bob? Looking forward to Christmas? Father Mark was wondering if you'd be helping with the scenery painting for this year's nativity. I'm afraid not, Paul. And Paul and I will be away visiting friends. Did I hear you right, Bob? You're leaving Colby? You'll be coming back, I hope. I hope so, yes. I like this town. I like how you made us welcome. Well, the town seems to agree with you both. You lost some of the weight you arrived with. And Paul, his attitude, he's changed too. Run, never stop. Lungs ache, lungs burn, but never stop. Run, save the eagle. Don't let them have it. Don't let them kill it. The fear is no less. It hasn't changed. It still oozes from your pores, tastes bitter sharp on your tongue. What has changed is that you're fighting it. Save the eagle. Save it. Save. No. Still afraid. Part of you that you're not, that you can't listen to. Part of you wants to crawl off to the darkest, safest part of Colby, hide away forever. It's time to learn your path, to learn the truth and face it head on. That's what heroes do, don't they? One thing I do remember is how much I hate New York. I hope he's expecting us. Don't worry, I've called and explained it all. He remembers you too. Not well, though. You were never close after all. Hope the year in Colby, this year of waiting, was worth it. Waiting for him to return to America. His studies in hypnotism, using it to learn about his own past lives, is just the thing for you. Help you pull back the curtain of your memory. Let the light in. I hope. Geez, Paul, I said trust me back then and back when we met, didn't I? So trust me. Oh boy. Greetings, gentlemen. Greetings. I hope my dwellings and appearance aren't too alarming. Discovering one's roots can be unsettling for those other than the one doing the discovery. If you don't recall me, Paul, then I suppose reintroduction in order. I'm Carter Hall. You were Hawkman? Yes, once a lifetime ago. You're sure this will work? Oh, yes. Memory is merely a door, which sometimes become locked. In which case, hypnotism is the key. Now watch the amulet. Watch it swing. And remember, Paul Kirk. Until now, I remembered that was my name. But little else. Didn't know who I was. Who I really was. Now I do. Paul Kirk the Playboy. Paul Kirk the Adventurer. The big game hunter. God, what a carefree life I had. Especially when I was with Tex Thompson. This was before Bob Daly's time. When Tex and I would paint the town and stain the African plains red. We were inseparable, me and Tex. Did everything together. Him a few years older, like a guiding hand on an elder brother. Commitments and arose as the years went by. We drifted apart, some, but stayed in touch. One day he revealed to me that he became a mystery man, Mr. America. Maybe it was subconscious, his guiding hand still working, but within a year I'd follow suit. A couple of times we went out, did the crime fighting thing together. Those were the best, the golden time. Then one day Tex disappeared. I hadn't been seeing much of him before then, anyway yet. I don't know. Something was missing after that. The friendly competition between us. The fact that he was out there on the streets somewhere like me. After that, fighting crime began to feel petty, small compared to the war. So one parachute and a few bribes later, I was in Europe. Kept the Manhunter tag, became my code name. The rest of it, the mask and the costume, stayed stateside. This was war after all, not fancy dress. Working with the resistance, I upset the Nazis plenty. Then one day I followed some SS officers down a side street. Plan was to kill them. I found it and I'd been beaten to it by one of their own. It was Tex. Knowing Tex was out there on the European streets, from then on, I'm ashamed to admit the war became a bit of a game. Like those early days as a crime fighter. Sometimes Tex and I worked as a team. Our most famous done was credited solely to him, but we worked together, killing all the enemy superhumans. Sure, it was Tex who forged the orders, summoning them all to that chateau, but it was me who went in and wired the place, blew it to Valhalla. I killed Parzival too, Hitler's secret weapon, his knight and defender, who'd kept the Allied superheroes at bay. He was a little runt, a man with bad breath and a worse complexion. Somehow the credit for that went to Tex as well. But in the last couple of weeks of war, I was too busy killing generals and destroying defenses to keep count or to care. Hitler was holed up somewhere, awaiting the end. American troops were just outside Berlin. I figured it would all be over soon. And we did what and got what glory we could get sorted out then. And then, yes, Paul, and then it happened. What? Try to remember. You must. I'm scared. Scared too. It was when what? What happened? My world exploded. I was on the verge of shipping back to America or pushing on to the Pacific. One of the two. Then word came to me that one of Hitler's scientists was still at large, still at work. I'm not talking rocket scientists. I'm talking the other kind. The kind that use death camp prisoners and POWs as guinea pigs. I'm talking mad, cruel, foul research. I'm talking about someone who deserved to die. Located him in a Bavarian castle, hidden away. Breached his defenses. My gun was loaded. My knife and wits were sharp as I was ready for anything except what I saw. And one of those lying on the table was familiar to me. Vaguely, a memory of her famous beauty. Then I recalled she was Dolores Winters, a movie actress from the 30s. She vanished in 38. My blood turned ice when I remembered why. And then I saw that Tex was lying next to her. Come on. No, come on! Ah!
It's all right.
Hold on. I hate when that happens. Because this is getting good.
Right. I know, right?
Merry Christmas, Lance. Merry Christmas, honey. It's so nice to get you alone at last. I don't understand. We've been alone before. No, I mean really alone. I mean, oh, forget it. Come here. Michael had gone, as he sometimes did, to fly around the city, tasting life precariously, a spying, prying voyeur spirit. Lance hoped he'd be gone for the night. He hoped for a night of peace and romance. He hoped in vain. Damnation of all the times! I'm sorry. I had nowhere else. Joan, I can't stay long. Paula, you're the only one I could think of. Yes, of course. Come to the fire. You're soaked. Lance, make some coffee, would you? It's my life with Tex. It's getting strange. He's gotten strange. He talks in his sleep, mumbles stuff I can't understand, but I know he's troubled, so I'm troubled. His diary, I thought it might hold some answers. He forgot to lock the drawer he keeps it in, but the book itself is still locked. Please don't be offended, but as you've had experience with that sort of thing, I thought you might. Now hold on, Paula. That's invasion of privacy. Oh, pooh. Hand me the bobby pin. Hey, that's Dolores Winter. I know who she was. I remember. Jesus. My plan had always been brilliant, and it was flattering that so many superheroes regarded me, the ultra-humanite, as their arch foe. Yet there lay the problem. I was always falling afoul of some accursed do-gooder, all colored tights and noble heart. I could see that wasn't going to change. That if I wanted to prosper, I should be someplace the superheroes weren't. It didn't take a genius to figure out where. Hitler welcomed me, and Dashu became my playground. And oh, the fun I had. But by 45, it was obvious the game was over. Hitler was praying for a miracle. Then I was alerted to suspicious surrounding a certain SS officer. It was believed he could be a spy. I took one look, recognized him, and confirmed that he was. Tex Thompson was going to be more than that, however. He was going to be my escape. I escaped death once in 42, when I transferred my brain out of the tired old body and into the lovely young form of Dolores. Brain transference, it's like riding a bicycle. Once you learn how, you never forget. Of course, keeping this bike ride a secret meant silencing a few people along the way. I've been sleeping with the ultra-humanite. Mother of God, it gets worse. Worse? Tex Thompson, the ultra-humanite. How much worse could it get? This is big, way too big for us. Shit and hellfire! We'll need help. Someone who'll know what to do. So shocked I was. The ultra-humanite's brain had been in Dolores Winter's body, and now his brain was in Tex. My friend was dead. The ultra-humanite must have been the scientist. I pray. It was me hanging there, my rifle hard to aim. Wanted to kill him before, had to kill him now. When I did, I don't know. Maybe it caught the moonlight, caught the glimmer, whatever. I caught that monster's attention. I looked down, and he looked up. Things looked bad. After what he'd done to Tex, God knows what he'd do to me. I wasn't going to give him the satisfaction.
I like how they blended the panels. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but I really like how they blended all these. Like the last couple of panels, the artwork has been really good. It's like you can't tell what's the dream sequence almost. Like
he's looking down on here while he's looking up.
Right. It's pretty sick.
I hit my head, among other places. The blow must have garbled my head. My thought process. Don't trust Thompson became a message from my subconscious not to trust anyone. The fir tree broke my fall. I limped away from the scene before the German soldiers can find me, and into years of fear and disillusion. When he couldn't find your body, with you knowing his secret, that meant the ultra-immunites had to keep looking for you. Those men that attacked us last year, they worked for him. They must have. Yes, well, that was then, boys. What do we do now? Well, it doesn't sound a bit far-fetched, Paula, but if the diary's forged, a political trap, maybe. And if it is true, what are you going to do about? Oh, what am I going to do? And what am I going to do about it? Why am I suddenly selected as the? And we have to tell everyone, don't we? Make them believe. You know everyone. You're the man. Our man, for instance. I don't know his real identity. Let him know his phone number. Paula, hold on. I've got another call. Yes, of course. I'll be right back. Hello, this is Johnny Chambers. Johnny, this is Carter Hall. Yes, I got back a few days ago. Listen, do you remember Paul Kirk? Summons. He's been summoned, and Alan Scott's been summoned to the to the HUAC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can make them go away. Make them all go away. No, what am I thinking? That's not the answer. I only wish I knew what was. Ring, ring, ring. So how is that for the twist?
That's just pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But there's a bigger twist.
Oh, Jesus.
People tell me things I don't know. And people tell me things. I don't know why. It's not that I'm particularly sensitive. But if there's a problem, and even if it's obvious I won't be able to help in any way, people still come to me. They told me at Christmas about Thompson being the ultra-humanite. And worse, they told me the truth about Dunbar, America's Superman. So much for goodwill to all men. Go to the press. Tell them, listen, America, Tex Thompson, your favorite man in the Senate, it's really the ultra-humanite. Yeah, right. That'll work. At least Thompson doesn't know we know, so he won't pull a disappearing act on us. Joan returned the diary to where she found it. This is wonderful. Yeah, she's come back to him. She's going to act like nothing's wrong. God, and I thought I had courage. I'm worried about her. Did you see her face when she left us, Lance? She was like she was in a trance. Need a drink? We're nobodies without our masks. And with them on, it's like we're something to hide. Who'll believe us? We could use Alan Scott's radio station. Alan's been called before the HUAC. He opens his mouth against a member of the Senate as anti-communist and Thompson, and you'll know how that'll look. Look, it seems to me we're afraid to even whisper what's really bothering us. It's Dunbar, isn't it? The real problem is Dunbar. And whether what the humanite wrote about him at the end of his diary is true, and how he handled things, and if it is, wait, what was? And with the new year comes fresh activity from Senator Tex Thompson. He's again suggested the mystery men of America come forth, blah, blah, blah. Looks like we've got our venue if we decide to turn up. Well, everyone else will. Ignoring Thompson is one thing. Ignoring the president is a different matter. But what do? Rest the stage and attack two innocent men? That's how it'll look. Yeah, we've got our venue, but we have to handle the situation the right way. If we got a man inside Thompson's camp, one of us maybe. Is there time for that? The ceremony's this week. No, I mean on the day. We have a man on the podium, not just pledging allegiance, but actually joining Thompson's superheroes. Then with the eyes of the word on him, the man reveals the truth, the whole truth. But Dunbar will be up there too. Dunbar, whichever hero it is, he opens his mouth and he's dead. Yeah, well, I didn't say the plan was perfect. If this happens, and I'm only saying if, which one of us will it be? None of us are powerful enough to withstand an attack from Dynaman. It's got to be one of the big guns. Well, the big guns are a bit low on ammo at the moment. Alan's got his worries. Maybe Ted? Maybe not. He's still not himself. But Rex Tyler, our man, what possible problems could he have? Well, who tell Tyler and who else do we trust? No, look, I'll speak to Rex, but that's it. The more people we tell, the greater chance that the humanite will learn about what we've uncovered. What if somebody thinks it's all right to tell Al Pratt or Johnny Thunder, and it isn't? What if they've been corrupted or they do something stupid that clues in the humanite? Yes, Thunder's certainly capable of that. For now, it's our secret, while Rex prepares and John Dale endures. That's right. We wait until Washington, and we get on with our lives. I have the film stock, and God knows somebody's going to make a movie of this if I don't. Why not? Our lives. We have facts, shall we say, about a lot of the House members. A few whispered words, and I'm sure we can get them to turn their attention elsewhere. Elsewhere? Another poor choice, another poor guy like Charles Balls. He was a writer for me, and was until he killed himself. No, I'm not running from this. Let them do their worst. Live. So what are we going to do? Yes, of course I care. I want to lose you. But I have a life now, John. You obviously have a problem with that. No, I'm not saying it's over. I'm saying, I don't know what I'm saying. Look, this obviously isn't the time to decide anything. Are you going to Washington? We can meet there. Maybe. Talk things through. And Libby, I promise, I really have changed. And he's pouring out all of his liquor. Live. Now I have the power. I have to better contain it. A smaller rod. Cosmic rod. Wonderful. What? Knowing who Thompson really is? Who Dunbar really? No. Wonderful that when the fighting starts, Captain Triumph will live again. No, don't leave any windows open. I'll get in and get the diary. No problem. But Joan, are you all right? No, she clearly isn't.
Right, though.
And I think she tried to cut herself. Look.
Damn.
Yeah.
The powder, and lay off a while. And the powder, lay off a while. Are you telling me what to do? No, well, don't even think about starting. And exciting news that an allegiance today, our man will not only be pledging, but revealing his identity and actually joining my ranks. And when he will make a gift to America of the miraculous formula. Oh, yeah, I've got a gift for you, Thompson. Tomorrow, the day the superheroes came to Watchmen. Thanks for doing this, Tubby. Hey, it's nothing for all time, Johnny. The best time. Yeah, the best. Look, I can't say too much, but if things start happening, and you'll know what I mean if they do, make sure you film it all. Johnny, it's been ages and a half, and Dinah. So how have you been? I'm thinking of getting married. He's a private eye, rascal and a charmer, just my type. Johnny, are you okay? I'm fine. Libby. Excuse me, officer. Yes, where do you think you're going? I'm a hero, a superhero. I come to pledge and they are heroes, Sonny. You aren't on up the boat. What's your name then? Which hero are you? I haven't thought of one yet. That's Captain Comet, by the way.
Okay.
Look, they'll be signing autographs afterwards, boy. Nice try, but you'll have to wait till then. Run along now. And he won't give up. The young man's determined, if nothing else. He is a hero. He'll prove that. There he is. And there he is. There's Tex. That isn't Tex, Bob. Remember that. Tex was our brave friend. He was a hero, but he's dead now. The humanite's dead too. He just doesn't know it yet. Did you get the diary, honey? Easy as pie. But have you seen Joan? No. I was trying to find her earlier too. It's like she's avoiding us. Lance, I'm scared. For Joan, she's so dependent, vulnerable, so unlike me. I'm scared of what this has done to her mind. Hell, honestly, I'm scared for all of us. All I know is whatever happens, it won't be anything harm. May I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow heroes, I am Joan Dale, Miss America, and I love this country. America. What this word, this land means is a varied and diverse to its people as the diversity of those people themselves. America can be an ideal of freedom, of expression, of basic human liberty. Joan, what are you doing? We haven't started yet. You're a woman. What is she? America is tap and jazz and baseball. It's a pure, honest energy, a life force stretching from homeland to the heartland to Harlem, based on the dreams of pioneers, outcasts, and pilgrims, fueled by their strength and spirit that courses through our veins, spirit that flows through our rivers and mountains, that blows across the prairies. That spirit, that dream is here today in you, my fellow heroes. It's beating in your hearts. America, this vast land founded on the basic rights of the individual. Sometimes it takes a war to remind us of the precious freedom inherent in this land. Sometimes it takes sacrifice. Quite a speech. Yes, I didn't realize she had it in her. To be honest, listen, she believes every word. A sacrifice I am today prepared to make. Oh, Joan, no, don't. I was supposed to, by revealing that my colleagues have in their possession the diary of this man, in which he admits that the real Tex Thompson is dead, and that he's actually the criminal genius, the ultra-humanite who, Joan, move, run! What? Stop her, shut her up! No, not again. Who took another villain's prey? Shut up. Roboman, stop! What are you doing? Said too much. Roboman, it's Thompson. He's the enemy, don't you see? Another villain's brain. The greatest villain. Too much. Put in the body up. Maniac! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated. This is all a mistake. Joan, Miss America, was sick. Crazy. This can all be explained. Explain! I'll explain, you son of a bitch! Mother of God. Horrible. Joan cheese. Hey, people, heroes, listen, believe. Miss America was telling the truth. This is the ultra-human. He took Thompson's body and put his brain in it, as he did with Dunbar Dynaman and the brain of Adolf Hitler.
Oh my freaking God.
Enough of the smiles and lies, the pretense that Jews and blacks because they were Americans, I saw them as anything but inferior. And the speeches, they didn't work the first time. Why? Why did I ever think they'd work this time? Hitler's body had been burnt in the bunker by his underlings after Thompson had killed him and left the scene. At least that was the story. The truth was that the body had been burned to hide the signs of surgery, an empty skull cavity. The truth is that the devil hovers above me in the body of a god, and my blood runs cold. No more talk. I am Overman, Dynaman. I am the power, and I'm the power I've always dreamed of. Time to begin using it to get what I want, and all I want is everything. Did you see that twist coming?
Not like that. I knew something was up with him, but not like that. No.
So, Mr. Scott, and I said when him snorting coke, Hitler snorted coke.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Scott, you realize that refusing to supply the name of writers in your employ, whom you believe to have communist ties, you do in turn risk being cited for contempt. Oh, I have contempt, all right, for this whole sorry fiasco. You people sit there and spew out any filthy lies that suits your needs, and nobody can touch you. This is nothing but a witch hunt. A witch hunt. You're using special privilege to deny people their basic constitutional freedom. This, whoever has the biggest muscle is right nonsense has to stop. It's exactly what cost this country countless lives and dollars trying to abolish it overseas. And now you try to drape it in the American flag and pass it off. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to postpone the rest of this hearing. It appears a fire drill's taking place. Fools! Killed her. Paula, wait, don't! You killed Joan! Is that the best you can do? That and kill girls who are sick with stress and heartache? Enjoy killing women? Well, here I am. What are you waiting for? Al, Johnny, you have to believe me. This is a terrible mistake. I've got to go after Danny. Reason with him. Get our man. He's obviously a red. And whole thing smacks of a commie trick. Find out who he's in league with. Stop them. You heard him. It's all a mistake. Yeah, it's got to be a mistake. It's gotta. You said you protect her. You promised, but she needs us. Captain Triumph, touch the birthmark. And go on. Do it. You're lying. You're lying. Stop him. Stop who? Who him? Our man, the big one. Kill him if you have to, but stop him. He's saying we were wrong. Fool. I belong. I never belonged before Thompson's dream. It can't be wrong. Master Johnny, think perhaps you were. Don't you dare question me. Just do as I say. Do it. Stop our man. Stop him. Must obey. Must I? No! What have I done? And listen, Al, think. Reason you weren't selected. Thompson's Superman. You were already atomic. Diary said so. Your body would have poisoned Hitler's brain. No, brain and body transformed simultaneously. Had to be. Lies, all lies. And you, lucky you, weren't the one. They killed poor Dunbar to do it. Shut your... Al, my friend, look at you. Denial in the face of reason. Blind obedience. I love that in a soldier. What a great little Nazi you would have made. Our man, forget it, Al. Just bring him down. Hey! Like a riptide of panic. Ellen Scott fights it. Has to fight his way through. He must reach it. Must. The newsroom for someone and for something he left there. Escape. Have to. Different body, different face. Begin again. Thompson. Kirk? No. Manhunter. He's going to kill her, Lance. You see? Touch the birthmark. You have to. Touch it. You don't get it, do you? I don't need you, Michael. I never need you. No, what are you? Perhaps this will prove it. Lance, fight me. Wrong. Fight me? Wrong choice. Wrong. Lance, brother, he'll kill you. I didn't think that it would be like this. Didn't think. So many fallen. Many. I film. I see Dynaman and the human bomb trade explosive punches. 20 blows into the fight. I see it's Victor. So many fallen. Without his goggles, he cannot see. Without them, he's useless. Dr. Midnight, a blind man, desperate not to stumble. Once during the war, the Red Bee had a strange dream where he died. 7 years later, the dream came true. Doll man, broken like a China namesake. And Jonathan Law's last thought is what a great book this would have made. Snap! So he's on a tarantula just got killed now.
Jeez.
Wonderful. Easy. Dynaman's fist had hurt him, but he felt worse, endured more. In Egypt, ancient Egypt when he was a king. Ah! He's like a savage hawkman. He's doing it, beating when he warred and fought hard. Of course, that was a long time ago. And on the ground, a scared young man makes the butterflies in his stomach don their armor and prepare for battle. Hey, Tubby, the kid, film him. He's a hero. Time to prove. Who is he? Doesn't matter. Can't stay in the shadows. I want to, but not any longer. It's Johnny Quick's time to fight, to die. And he does the mathematical equation to do this. And despite it all, Johnny smiles. Oh! And Dynamite swooping into the crowd. Onlookers scattering. And oh no, a child! He's going to hit a child. Little girl, same age as my daughter. Can't let it. Latest fatality. The Sportmaster, a reformed villain. Damn it, even the villain. My villain, more hero than me. I'm recently recruited by Tom. No more! Deny my fate. It's what I swore. In brightest day and blackest night, it's what I swore. No, known always. Robot Man, why are you here? Didn't you hear? Thompson says, known always. Care not. And you all right, hon? Yeah. Yeah. Is he finished? Nice try. Guess not. Lance, touch the goddamn mark. Let Triumph do it. No. Go to hell and take this big metal bastard with you. Oh, bro. Johnny, it's me. I'm here. Libby, how? We need a miracle. How are we doing? Hey, villain, you are history. I think we've got it. The big guy's back. Oh, like he's the one to beat him. The Lantern. If anybody could, no. He's weakened. Don't you see? He's not going to make it. I've got Johnny. You're hurt. And where are you going? To get a hero. One last hero. One last chance. Sirs, gentlemen, stop. You're killing each other. Stop, I said. Stop. So much craziness. I don't know who's in the wrong, what to do. Confused. No. Paul, get the gun. The humanite's closer. Reaches the gun. It doesn't matter. You're not the prey. Not anymore. No! Kill you! Thorns in my side. He's dead. Dead! And yep, snaps his neck.
Jeez. Just to finish it up.
Was fun, but the game's over. And Johnny, you brought Ted, but I thought he was. He's our last chance, Starman, and our last chance, Starman. Who else is there? Fiend. The evil you've done, the evil you are, it ends now. Prepare for cosmic retribution. Yes. Well, so much for that. Is there no one else? If I had thought it'd be this so easy, I might have done it sooner. Heroes never quit. Never. Never! The rod, broken, but still a weapon. Can still use it. Someone has a plan. Sudden, desperate, while photographer lurks among the rubble. Fingers fumbling, focusing, trying to. The shutter clicks. Go on, then, do it! I'm not afraid! And posterity captures a young man's defiance. And then Liberty Bell, whatching! God. As you can imagine, after that, the rest of the year seemed rather quiet. He was supposed to be invulnerable, but things are often supposed to be what they're not. And guess we wore him down, all of us. A piece at a time, a punch at a time. I guess, who can say? It's 1955. Maybe there was more answers to be found in the Humanized Diary, but the government confiscated it and properly denied its existence. In fact, they denied everything, all the fantastic stuff. Thompson was a hero gone bad. Dunbar was a hero gone mad. And that was that. And was the memory of that whole horrible day ebbing a year by year? And I sometimes think they might be right. Sometimes. God, look at the time. Look at the date. Have to get a Christmas tree tomorrow. I've left it late. I've less than a week. Winter in San Fernando Valley. The only time it dips below 70. The only time it's livable. Still, TV's got Libby working here, so I'm not working. So I'm working here. No complaints. 5 years. 5 years older. Later. God, how things have changed. Have stayed the same for me, for Libby, for everyone. Ted Knight got better, slowly happier. In 53, he got married to a girl with average looks and a great sense of humor. That's what he needed. Ted doesn't work at night much anymore. Paul Kirk recovered from his injuries, liquidated his assets, and returned to Kenya to hunt and find himself. He disappeared in the jungle in 51. Alan Scott did the only thing he could. He bought into television and ended up leading the race. As ever, Al founded a writing scholarship in 54, named it after a staff writer he used to have, Charlie Balls. And to me, he'll always be the big guy. Tyler Chemical thrives, with poor, hardworking Rex seeming to grow more desperate and wanting day by day. Then he'll snap, vanish for weeks, and in that time, the bulky silhouette of Our Man is seen bounding across the skyline. One day, maybe, Rex will tame his inner demons. Maybe. Judging from his attitude nowadays, Al Pratt the Atom learned something from his mistake. Johnny Sunder, on the other hand, poor Paula, was Lance Dent. She went off the deep end. Last I heard, she's made the FBI's most wanted list. They say it's only a matter of time before she kills someone. And Libby, maybe it's time she and I retied the knot. But she rediscovered her independence during the time with John Law, and now she's loath to jeopardize it. Whatever. As long as she doesn't stop loving me, I'm happy. Anyway, like I say, things changed and stayed the same. Thompson's death left the void within the power structure for the Senate. Joe McCarthy stepped into the spotlight, one bastard for another. The witch hunt continues with one of its casualties being the Justice Society, who disbanded, vanished into a puff of smoke on another gray day in Washington, and no one seemed to care. After all, they were the past, the future. And the future was that unknown kid who followed alongside us, took the name Captain Comet. A photo taken of him that day captured the public's heart with the promise of tomorrow. Ironic, seeing as all he did was get his nuts crunched, while Libby, a woman, was the one who actually brought Dynaman down. Still, he's brave, new. Like I say, he is the future. And Comet isn't the only one. Other heroes are coming forth, leaping into the headlines with the almost monotonous regularity. Young heroes, young faces, young powers. And it's their turn, their time. For them, a new age, as fresh and clear and bright as sterling silver.
Huh.
And that's it.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
So, why is this considered a classic to many?
Yeah.
It was like taking like a clean cut Superman and mixing it with like Watchmen type stuff.
Right.
Just not going that dark.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm guessing you two loved the Manhunter stuff best, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
But what did you think about the other stuff, like Alan Scott and everyone?
I thought it was pretty good. It was like the artwork wasn't as good in the last two books, I don't think. But
yeah,
I think the story was a little bit more focused.
Yep.
So it ended up being pretty damn good, I think.
I liked the emotional parts of it.
Right.
Poor Joan, right? Poor Joan.
Right.
Yeah,
there were so many little twists and shit too.
Yeah.
I really did like that.
Yeah.
They kept throwing just small little things that you wouldn't expect.
There were clues.
Right. There were.
Yeah, but again, just and everything got set up, like Hawkman going for and finding out his past life, setting up the hypnotism. So much of it, like no one was wasted.
Exactly. They actually did kind of tap into everybody there.
But the fact to see it's a bittersweet ending, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It is not a happy ending at all.
No, not at all. Everybody just getting slayed, necks getting snapped.
I would say this though, Tarantula. The whole bit was Tarantula. It's completely he didn't serve a purpose. It's how he handled Libby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
He didn't matter. Libby was what mattered. That's why he had his neck snapped the way it did.
Right. Yeah,
but
and
I do feel Sportsmaster was a bit out of nowhere though. That was the only problem I had was. It's like you see Sportsmaster and apparently, he joined the Redeemed Hero, and he gets killed.
Right. You picked the wrong side today. Crap. Done.
Yeah, but what about the big twist?
I think that was kind of crazy. Like, they did have little hints, but
that was out of nowhere.
It does make sense.
That was like
Hitler wanted to be the Ubermensch,
right?
The Superman.
Exactly.
And here he is.
Right. It does make sense, but It's like you're not expecting them to actually go there, and then you remember that, yes, they are. It's like those
one
times.
problem I had was they built up Alan Scott the whole time, and he didn't contribute much to the fight.
Yeah, right, though. Yeah, like they really didn't tap into him too much. Like he was just kind of there for the story parts, but not the fight part.
I'm talking about his contribution to the fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was there for the story, not the fights.
Yeah, and then at the but I do like how they pushed it to the nth degree. And I also like how it was set up long ago that it's like he has to get tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And I like that. We the readers knew. No one else knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was kind of burning himself out.
Well, yeah, because he didn't know the weakness. He thought he was invulnerable.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
that was
I thought
cool.
there were a bunch of little twists and like it. If you're following it, it's really good.
It's definitely class. Like they definitely went back to like, their what comic books started as, kind of just on a darker side.
It basically, I don't know if you ever read Identity Crisis, but this is what Identity Crisis should have been. You take the old days that were idealistic and gritty them, but you do it in a way that doesn't just try to be edgy about it. None of this felt edgy.
No, it didn't.
Serious.
No,
they didn't have to have someone get raped or anything like that to try and make it
the Adolf Hitler thing
it was still very emotional.
It was still there.
It gave them the final battle with him that they never got in World War II.
Right.
So again, that makes sense. That is not edgy, if you ask me. That was just, it makes sense.
I get it. It's like right on the line.
It's classic comics.
Yeah.
It is, because that's how they started with all that type of stuff, and
so but again, but it's also how it fit it into the real world. Like have it be that Starman was the one who inspired Einstein and all that stuff, things like that.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
I like when they do that.
So, scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this?
I don't know. I'd probably like a 7 out of 10.
I'd say like 8.5.
Yeah. It's a strong book overall.
It is. Yeah, that was definitely good.
It's what I've been wanting to get to for a long time, so I'm glad I finally got to. So.
Yeah, I like that better than what I saw from the Silver Age stuff. So
trust me. I did New Frontier already, so I wouldn't be going over it with you guys, but trust me, it's a great book. You should rewatch that episode.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Well, there's a few I want to catch up on.
Yep. So thank you two for joining in. Thank you everyone else for watching, and we'll see you guys all on the next one.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye.